Hello and welcome to the Superpower Dead team. I'm Peter.
And I'm Rick. And today we're having a look at episode, I think, 21 of The Mandalorian called The Pirate. We're doing this today with special guest star. No, I didn't forget. I saw you pointing down. With our special guest star, Jenni. Jenni, down there.
Hello, boys.
Oh, hello, boys. I like that.
One of our OG subscribers to the channel and big supporters. If you watch our show, you probably heard us mention Jenni before.
You'd have to go back a long way, but yes, Jenni, and also a Star Wars or Mandalorian fan, or both?
Both.
Both, okay.
Yep. Anything with a bit of jet fighting in it, I'm good.
Ooh, what have you thought about the season so far?
I was a bit confused at first, but then I sort of got back into it because I hadn't watched it for a while. Yeah. But now I'm back into it. It's not too bad.
Did you watch
the boring gap between?
Did you watch the boring story of Boba Fett?
I did over the weekend.
Oh, okay. So because that's got a lot of Mandalorian in it. I think that's the most Mandalorian I had seen before this.
Well, I watched it because I thought I needed to know where he came from, to know his story.
Yeah.
And then someone said that when I was discussing it with someone, they went, "Oh, but they only wrote so many episodes," and then they realised how boring it was and put the Mandalorian in it.
I'm dropping my pen now. I'm dropping my pen at that one because Boba Fett could have had a great backstory, but they were so focused on Mandalorian. He had anyway. This is a comment. This is an argument for another time. We could actually make a whole argument video on this one.
But yeah,
sorry, I actually did drop my pen.
Probably the two best episodes of Boba Fett were basically Mandalorian episodes.
3.
Oh yeah, just a bit, wasn't it? Yeah, he was heavily featured.
Anyway,
so episode 5 of this series is The Pirate, or episode 21 overall. I don't know why they call them chapter. They just it's like one continuous story, isn't it?
Apparently, yes.
So we have a flashback. You said you were confused about the flashback before we recorded, Rick.
I did because I haven't watched any. I haven't watched season 1 and 2. Didn't watch episode 1 of season 3. So I was watching it, going, okay, so they're just bringing in characters from I'm okay with big story arcs and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, if you're bringing in characters from season 2 and 1 and bringing them back in, I'm okay with it, but it just lost me because I didn't know who they were. And that included the pirate. I knew Carl Weathers had been in it.
Well, he's been in this season.
I think they did give us a snapshot of Sneaky Spy Lady from last episode or a couple of episodes ago.
Her. She was featured heavily in the episode with Dr. Pershing.
That's right, yeah.
And but I think most of the previously on was from like earlier this season, especially episode 1.
Okay, so I didn't know.
Except for the Moff, I think Moff Gideon was in it, so that was in this.
Yep.
So then we are on Navarra with what's his name? High Chancellor or High
Carl Weathers.
He's being very pompous and
feeling very self-important.
High Justice.
Yeah.
And he's planning out the town, and he gets a message that the pirates are coming to invade Navarra. That the pirates are the annoyed in the first episode that you didn't see, Rick.
I have nothing to say. I'm pausing to let Jenni throw her comments in on that one.
Well, it was okay, but it was just a bit like, oh my God, they're here. What are we going to do? He didn't really seem to have a plan if someone invaded his planet.
He's too busy thinking about exporting, importing and stuff like that, but no defense on his planet.
But I think they mentioned in there, or was that in the flashback, that he refused to sign up, or he wouldn't sign up to the Republic, so they were an independent planet, which comes into play later on.
But you're right, Jenny. I think he should have had some sort of military.
Really, I don't think it just looked like to me, who hasn't watched anything. He just seemed like an egotistical guy. So I'm setting up this paradise for my people, and we're so far. We're on the outer rim, so we're going to be ignored. And
maybe.
Yeah, but it was the end of the Empire, and the New Republic was coming in. So you think he would have had something prepared for marauders or, pirates.
Well, he's got they were attacked by the Empire. What was left of the Empire, was it season 1 or season 2? I think season 1. That's what he's rebuilt it from a big Empire attack with Moff Gideon. So, you'd think he'd have some sort of defense rather than just making a hologram telephone call.
So I actually, I felt a bit of tension in the pirates coming down. Like, at first, the pirates coming down was a little bit silly, and they're doing that. They're doing the talk, and they're going to talk it out. And then the pirates talked about, I'm going to fire first. And I thought, okay, so he's actually going to follow through with this.
Yeah, they weren't messing around.
Yeah, and they started firing on the city. So I was actually quite. I thought that was a good point. Like I'm used to things like that happening, and then they just go, "Oh no, we'll just call it off and we'll talk."
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was just like, "No, we're going to do it. We're going to start destroying your city." And so the 40 people who lived in the city managed to escape.
Must have been. There must have been many extras on the Disney lot that day. Yeah, I did think that. I did think that there wasn't that many people there.
Yeah.
So he sends a SOS to Captain. Is it Captain Carson or Captain Casson or something?
No, I think it's Captain Mr. Miyagi.
But he's been in it before. He's sort of part of the New Rebellion, or whatever's left of the rebels, or whatever they are now. The New Republic, is it?
Because he stopped the Mandalorian a couple of times.
Yeah, he was actually after the Mandalorian for a bit, and then he actually helped him.
Okay.
But I don't remember him having anything to do with Grief Karga, which is Carl Weathers' character. But apparently they had. I don't remember that. Doesn't mean that they didn't, but I can't. Do you remember that, Jenny?
No. I don't remember seeing them having that conversation.
But he's at a bar, and I'm pretty sure he gets a message, and then he talks to a big CGI.
The big blue guy. Who was that guy? Because
I'm pretty sure that's Zeb from Rebels. If it's not Zeb himself, it's that alien species.
The species. Okay.
Zeb was one of the main characters in Rebels, so I think that was him.
Okay.
At least a species of him. Did you watch Rebels, Jenny?
No.
I
sort of skimmed.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the Clone Wars, but I watched Rebels.
So, because that's why he looked familiar to me, because I think I watched maybe one or two. I saw an episode or something with him in it. So when I saw that big blue guy there, it was like, where do I know that from? So that clears it up.
Bo-Katan was featured quite heavily in Rebels as well. Like, she wasn't in the main cast, but she was in it quite a bit. So.
Which one's Bo-Katan? She's is that Starbuck?
The Mandalorian. Yep, Starbuck.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
So Captain, I can't remember his name. I think it's Carson or something. He goes to the Republic for help. I think we said it was on Coruscant, did he?
Yeah, they went to Coruscant.
Yep.
And they don't seem that interested. But the Admiral that he...
But I found the whole Coruscant scene both interesting and stupid. But it was just the way Coruscant has become just a big bureaucracy. Like, my God, we're kind of trying to track the whole whatever's left of the Empire, and we've got all this stuff in. We've got to follow. It was just such a big bureaucracy, which
answers to questions no one was really asking in the first place. Really, like what did they do after the fall of the Empire?
Yeah, but it was just like, oh my God, you're going to put more work on my table. I've already got my table full of work. And the guy that Mr. Miyagi goes to see is he's just kind of like he's like your middle management guy, just going, all right, show me what you got. It's interesting, but it's not.
So he's played by Tim Meadows, who was like a cast member of Saturday Night Live. He was in a movie years ago called The Ladies' Man. He's just popped up in Poker Face. I don't know if you guys watch Poker Face, but
Nope.
No, I found it boring.
Of that. I like it. I thought it was really good. And he was rumored like earlier when there was talk that Christopher Lloyd was in this season.
I was just going to bring it up, and I've got a theory about that now. Okay.
There was there was a rumor that there was these two old Mandalorians that were sort of clashing with each other, and one was Christopher Lloyd, and the other one was supposedly Tim Meadows, but that has blown that theory out of the water.
Yep.
So I don't know what Christopher Lloyd will be doing at all.
I've got a big theory on that one. Right. So,
are you going to share it now, or should we just keep going?
No, we'll plow through. Yep.
All right. So they don't seem very interested in helping. So the captain goes and finds the where the Mandalorians are hiding out, their secret hideout. He must have hacked into the R5 droid or something.
Yeah, well, that droid did come out afterwards, and he said, "I've got someone." Sort of in your ranks, and out he came. So, and why did not one Mandalorian turn around and chop the thing in half? A spy.
Maybe they've grown attached to it or something.
There was that point, and so I'm coming in as the outsider where he's going, oh well, I tracked you through an old friend, and so they're all like turning around, looking at each other, like who's. And in my head, I'm going, is it Boca? Is it Starbuck? Was she the one he's tracked her through? And then, but then the R5 droid comes out. And go, oh, okay, all right. That kind of makes sense and diffuses it. And I really like that part too, because he's just going. They're all suspicious of him. He's just going, no, someone's asking for help. You should actually. He's your friend. You should do something.
Yeah.
And I'm out of here now, and I won't tell anyone where you live, but I know you'll move still.
He's sort of on his own little mission because he thinks something's afoot.
Yes, he is.
We'll find out more about that later.
Yeah, and because I really liked his character. It was just cool. I'm sick of this bureaucracy of the New Republic. I'm just going to go there and in my head, that's the whole thing. It's like these people are under attack, and it's like I've got time to fight a Coruscant and kind of fly back before we help them. It's a bit Phantom Menace-y to me, but I don't know. But I liked him. He actually took a stand and he took a side, and then he's gone. All right, if you're not going to help, I'm going to get people who can. Yeah,
off he goes. So then they have a bit of a meeting. The Mandalorians, Din Djarin puts his case forward for them to help out and offers them like land and a place to live where they don't have to be in the shadows anymore. And then you get like the a bit of a fake out with yes, Rick.
I'm just asking because again I'm newbie, but I thought they liked to live in the shadows.
No, I think they were just hiding because the Empire tried to kill them.
Okay, continue.
To wipe them out. So then the remaining because they destroyed their planet. So the remaining ones went into the shadows.
Aren't the group that the Mandalorians joined up with now are the ones that have always lived in the shadows? They were never part of the.
I think that's
the
planet.
I
don't think they were hiding in caves. I think they were just that sect that didn't show their face and had their own little like views or something. But I didn't think that was the case.
And hid in the shadows.
I thought it was just because of the Empire destroying everything. But it could be. You might be right. I don't know.
I just thought, they were never part of the Mandalorian planet, were they?
I think they were just like their own
little
sect somewhere. Yeah, but I didn't think that they were hiding until the Empire attacked them. What am I up to? Oh, and then
he's offered them the square space of planet in the sun, whatever. They've got sunshine, but they got sunshine on the planet they're on now. They walk out that cave. Oh, there's water and sun.
Yeah, but there's big turtle crocodiles and things that sweep them and try and take their children away.
How did one of those not come out and grab that guy while he was standing with his back to the water?
Who knows? Maybe they killed the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's one. There was one the other week, wasn't there, that ate the bird thing? But because that wouldn't have been convenient to the plot, Jenny.
No, I know, but it was just one of those moments. I was sitting there watching it, going, "Now is one of those things going to burst out of the water and grab him?" That's all.
Oh, okay. I didn't think of it at all because I'd forgotten about that.
But yeah, so then what's the other guy's name? I've forgotten his name now.
The big guy.
The tall dude.
Paz Vizsla.
Paz Vizsla. That's who I think when they take the helmet, because I think they're going to take their helmets off.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be Christopher Lloyd.
He's not going to be Christopher Lloyd.
It is. It's going to be this giant guy just... We're going to get back to 1985.
I don't think his body's...
You can do anything with CGI. I mean, it's just okay.
Yeah, that would be funny, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Damn.
Yeah, so Paz Vizsla sort of does a fake out speech that sounds like he's not going to want to join in, and then he turns it around and he's like, "Why should we help him?" He goes, "Because we're Mandalorians." And so we have to yay!
And that's
but then the next part reminded me.
I am Spartacus.
Yeah. The next part reminded me of a bit of Star Wars with planning, like to, destroy the Death Star type montage of how we're going to rescue the people from Navarre.
No, that was more Mission Impossible to me because in Star Wars they never sort of talked out their plan while the visuals were happening. That's Mission Impossible.
I just saw the element with the holograms and the
where they were planning the attack on the Death Stars.
Yeah,
they had the sitting around talking, the holograms going on. Yeah.
But I guess they didn't have an intercut with the action, I suppose, like what Rick's saying, I suppose.
But
it still reminded me, Rick. I'm not wrong because I'm saying it reminded me. I didn't say it was exactly like
If it reminded you, that's fine because it didn't remind everyone else on the planet. But I'm still like, there's a real Star Wars feel to it because they do. I think I mentioned it in the last episode. The wipes, and like they do like really short scenes, like just explaining what's happening next with a wipe, and that really happened in the first two Star Wars, really. But so there's that's the kind of Star Wars feel, and I'm liking that. Yeah. Anyway,
so then we is that when we go to attack? They go to rescue and they've got the Mandalorian ship trying to divert the little pirate ships away.
Oh, okay. So let's rewind a bit. But so that whole thing. So you said it reminded you of Star Wars, but it was the and I said Mission Impossible, but Starbuck has done that in Battlestar Galactica, where she explains the plan and they're showing visuals of the plan happening, and so it was very Battlestar Galactica for new Galactica for me. But watching that happen, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, well done, Kara, which she was Kara Starbuck in the new Galactica.
Oh, okay.
But it was good. It was exciting. It's like good watching it happen, and there was, I don't know, good action. And Jenny, I think did you mention starships before?
Yeah.
Early on. So you like just. Because I think there's been some really good, I guess, camera angles and all that of the starships flying in and Mandalorian.
I loved the battle scene.
Yeah.
Where they were fighting the pirates and they were like, "Look out, he's behind you. Look out, he's under you." He's like, I thought that was great.
And then they were like cutting with the action on the ground with the Mandalorians fighting the pirates on the ground as well, and.
I think that was really well done.
Yeah, I thought it was well done too.
So can I just ask one more question? The pirate ship thing that had that hammerhead nose, is that one of those like pusher things from for the last stupid last Skywalker. Like it looked like those things that push ships into other ships. Like they would. Oh, maybe it was in Rogue One because they have that something where a ship with a big blunt nose was shunting in to push another ship. Anyway, so the pirate ship, but I think they do and because the freedom they have now with computers and stuff like that, but they do the flying stuff well. Yeah. And I've always been
for a TV show, like we never used to see things like this in TV shows, really. Like this is almost.
Did you never watch Buck Rogers?
Oh, that was never that good.
Really? Buck Rogers?
No, that was never that good. Take away Wilma Deering in a friggin' bodysuit, and it wasn't that great.
Yes, she was. Anyway.
So then we have a battle, and they rescue Navarra, and
but the battle was well done. So the Mandalorian takes all the little tiny starships, and he diverts them, and then Kara from Battlestar Galactica comes in and attacks the biggest starship,
and it turns out they're really showing Mandalorian's style of attack. Like he sort of hides his ship and then just pops out of nowhere and from above and below, like his strategy with his flying.
But this is the starship that he had built in Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So this is like a Naboo starship that's been fitted out, and it is amazing, apparently. Yeah. So, and it is because it's fast and it can do all sort of things. And then, so while he's distracting them, then Kara comes in and starts blowing up the bigger hammerhead ship, and then Seaweed Head guy is like, attack that one, call all the fighters back. That's right. So they're all trying to attack Kara, and then Mandalorian comes out of nowhere. So it's not like she's in trouble, but there's just stuff happening, and then he comes up, blows up the rest, and it's all
takes it down.
Yeah, it was done really well, and the stuff on the ground was good too. See the armorer kicking butt again. She's good at kicking butt.
Yeah, she was a bit nasty, wasn't she?
I forgot about that part. Yeah, so while everyone's distracted outside, while she's just walked up behind the gunners, I guess, and just like absolutely belted the crap out of them. Yeah,
massacred them.
Yep, it was good.
And so then, like after the battle, Grief Karga offers the Mandalorians like land from some place to another place that's all theirs, which was nice of him. And then Paz Vizsla asks Bo-Katan to go talk to the armorer, and it looks like since she's heard about the mythosaur being real, she seems to be softening up her hard sort of approach to her way being the only way, and she wants to bring all the Mandalorians together now. That's a bit of a twist for that character, because she was so much with her Children of the Watch sect that she wouldn't see outside of that before.
I think there's something sneaky going on with her.
Oh, okay.
Because before she was saying you can't take your helmet off, and then suddenly she says to that girl, you've got to take your helmet off, and it's like, hang on.
You don't think she's changed her ways?
I think she's allowing that because Kara's walked both worlds. So she's trying to unite all the Mandalorians because they want to take over Mandalore. They want to take back Mandalore. So Mandalore is not as affected as what they believe it to be. Have we seen that before? Yeah. So that's my take on it. Her sole purpose is to go, you can unite us because you can take your helmet off. We can't. You can get others back. And as a united group, we can go take back our planet.
Because the myth was when the mythosaur is seen again or something, then a new age for Mandalore will begin or something. So I think she's taken that on. I think that's
that was my take. Like
that's what I took it as well. But she might be up to her own. Like she might have her own agenda too, Jenny. I don't know. You might be.
Yeah, right. It just seemed a bit sneaky, to take her off on her own and then sort of talk her into it
Yeah.
and then present her in front of everybody. It was just a bit like, that's a bit underhanded, I think.
Yeah, because it could be like maybe others will think less of her because she took her helmet off now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't seem to worry too much. Yes, Rick.
Can I bring up another point of something that annoyed me earlier? So I think back down. Yes.
I was thinking you were seeming so positive about things this episode.
No. It's just things that annoy me. So that, like, back down on the planet when the Boba Fett's were
Mandalorians.
Yes, and we're taking over. So there was a few in the trees. There was those Return of the Jedi things.
Yeah. I know the one in Return of the Jedi was Silicious Crumb, but I don't know
what they're... but I don't know what they meant. So they're in there, and they helped him. And then there was then in Gutters, there was a stupid ones that I hated in Rise of Sky. I hated Rise of Skywalker.
That's their workshop.
Those little hairy rats.
Yeah.
They were in the first episode too. They tried to fix a robot for the Mandalorian.
I was like, God, don't give them more screen time.
That was their workshop.
Everyone hates them.
Well,
I thought they were cute.
No, they're not.
Some people thought that guy was the best thing about Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, don't even get... Throwing my pen again.
So then it looks like Bo-Katan's off to unite Mandalores, gather a team of Mandalorians to bring back to Navarra, and we go to an end scene, which was I thought it was really well done. It seemed really creepy and atmospheric.
Actually, yes, and I was worried for Mr. Miyagi because I thought something was going to come out and he was going to be under attack. Yeah.
So he finds this abandoned and like wrecked spaceship, which we learn was
it's an Imperial shuttle.
Yeah, we learn was carrying prisoners, and I thought it was cool. The mech droid, the little
arching unit could just do that as a camera. Yeah,
I thought that was a really cool touch. But I thought that was really quite like a really effective scene because it was sort of like a bit of tension. I sort of like you. I expected something bad was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I guess the big reveal is that Moff Gideon was on that ship, and he's not on there anymore.
Which then makes me think then that the one in the bureaucracy, is she knows that and that she's doing everything she can to distract from that.
Yeah, probably. And then another twist is that they found traces of Beskar armor, which is what the Mandalorians wear. So it looks like he was rescued by Mandalorians, but that could just be a ruse. Or it might be some of Bo-Katan's old people.
I don't know. Jenny, what did you think? Because I thought it would be reason they hated him, so it would be reasonable they would attack the ship to try and take him to kill him.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, but why would they take him? Why wouldn't they just kill him there?
And he'd be floating around like the other dead people.
Yeah, I think it's been a deliberate setup to make it look like the Mandalorians have taken him.
Yeah.
And I think that sneaky spy girl back in headquarters has absolutely too much to do with it.
She knows all about
She's too sneaky.
Yeah. She's definitely up to
the way she came into the office, so she realised what Mr. Miyagi was there to do. So she came in to sort of confuse middle management guy.
Yep.
And Mr. Miyagi saw her badge, which I'm assuming means that her badge meant that she was a reformed, and so he knew exactly what she was up to. I really like that character. I think I didn't
like her from the moment she stood there and watched that doctor have his brains fried, have him a bit of a scramble going on, so he didn't remember. I thought to myself, there's no good in that woman. That's it.
No, she
turned it up. She turned the dial up too to make sure
she's evil.
Yeah. So,
but I like the pilot too, Rick. I reckon he's pretty cool. I think it's Captain Carson.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I keep just going Mr. Miyagi, but that's
when I saw very, very inappropriate.
Why? I love Mr. Miyagi. And that's what he reminds me of. Like,
I've got to say, I was surprised that there was not an alien or Sigourney Weaver floating around in that ship when he went to check out what was going on.
It really did look like that, didn't it? There was like it had that whole kind of feel about it.
Very creepy and atmospheric. But so, just final thoughts, I guess. I enjoyed that episode. I thought it was a bit of a slow build. Like I wasn't sure to start with where it was going, but I reckon had a pretty cracking end battle. And I liked following that captain around on his little quest. And that ending just sort of topped it off where it was sort of like, oh, this is like we're creepy.
We're putting it into high gear now because there can't be too many more episodes left. So it's like, all right, let's get out of first and let's get into third. Let's jump second.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. There were moments there where I actually cared about people or characters and stuff. So and
happening to you, Rick?
I don't know. Something's
He's coming to the dark side.
I think I know why you like that. I think because there wasn't much grogu in it.
Yes, that's true as well. That whole thing shits me.
I think he's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I know. Everyone thinks he's gorgeous. He's so cute. Oh, my God. He can use the Force with his 3 fingers. Oh.
So what about you, Jenny? What did you think overall?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'll probably go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Just to see, because I always seem to miss bits because I'm thinking about what's just happened. But I don't think it went long enough. 10, 15 minutes more just to get us that little bit further in.
It was long.
I think it's perfect. You got to end on a cliffhanger. I think it was perfect. It just nice, tight. Yeah.
So
I'm waiting for next week's now.
I'm guessing.
Oh, that's good. They've done their job. You're waiting for next week.
I'm looking forward to next week more than I have been because I like that episode with Dr. Pershing put me off a little bit. I just thought, where are they going? And then last week was all right, but kind of forgettable. Like it was entertaining, but forgettable. But this one, I reckon, is back on track. So, I'm looking forward to it. I think maybe Bo-Katan is going to go around and recruit some people, and maybe she'll recruit
an
elderly. Maybe, but she might recruit an elderly Mandalorian. That
turns out to be Christopher Lloyd.
That could.
There we go.
And he'll be back in time.
Yeah, maybe.
I think she's going to recruit a Klingon.
Well, that when you said about the ship with the nose down, that could have been a Klingon bird of prey, I suppose.
It's all right. Picard will turn up and save everyone.
By the way, and this is a completely different reference, but Picard season 3 is amazing. Watch.
It is. I caught up.
Oh, isn't it amazing?
Yep.
I need to do
a bit weird, but
no, it's not weird. A second of it.
They have stitched up so many other stuff from the original series, and it's heartfelt and it's amazing. Yes.
Maybe you two should do a Picard episode or something.
I never watched Next Generation, but I'm just like this.
No, neither did I. I thought I should, but I'm not going back. That's it. I've done. I'll just keep going the way I am.
Only going forward. Yeah, I watched a bit of the first season of Picard, and I just couldn't stomach it.
No, could any people.
How did it make it to season 3? Everyone's saying season 3 is great, but how did they make it there?
Who knows? But whatever they've done with season 3, which will be the last, is amazing. And now in that last episode, they've managed to finally, because season 3 was like season 1 and 2 never happened, and then now in season 3 they've started pulling back threads from 1 and 2.
It was slightly like the Raft of Khan when it turned out that the young guy was Picard's son. It was like, oh God, it was right back to Captain Kirk.
Not him again.
Yeah.
Gone! Those Klingon bastards killed my son. Those Klingon bastards killed my son. Anyway,
Oh. Yep.
yep.
All
that was
right.
it.
Well,
I think
thank you for joining us, Jenny.
That's all right. I don't know how much help I was, but yeah.
No, you were good. No,
That was good. It was
it's
good.
just what we do. We have a chat about what we've watched, and
Are we ending this?
yeah, I think so. Thank you for watching the Superpower Deado team. If you enjoy our videos, please like them and please subscribe to our channel.
And you can comment down below. We love a comment. And please ring that bell. Ring that bell.